G'day guys, today is an exciting day because I get to test out these brand spanking new studio monitors that are sitting right next to me. These are the Eve Audio SC2070s. I've been getting a lot more into kind of mixing, so being able to try out another pair of studio monitors is, a lot of fun for me. I just geek out on this kind of stuff, so I'm really excited to plug these in and hear how they sound. It's really hard to do this kind of a video showcasing a product when you really need to be in the room with them to hear them and hear the difference. So I guess I will try my best to describe what I'm hearing and the differences between these and my KRKs. Now on that, I know this sounds really stupid, but I've felt really privileged just to be able to have KRKs. Before the KRKs, I was using I think it was like an early 2000s radio. One of the speakers didn't work properly unless you held the aux button in, which made no sense. So going from that to the KRKs felt just like a massive step up. It's kind of hard to imagine a different sounding speaker. Like, I really don't know what I'm in for. I've just got to like them, I guess. And that's the other thing, is like, I'm just a little bit worried that I've used my KRKs for so long that I'm just really used to them. Yeah, I really just don't know what to expect, but I'm really excited to test them out. So I've got a little bit of cleaning up to do because I just finished a live stream. So the desk is a little bit messy. Let's unpackage these and see what they look like, and then we'll mount them on the desk, give them a good spin on some music. Okay, so now it is time to clear out the desk. We'll move the KRKs somewhere else, and then we get to plug them in and hear how they sound. Okay, so before we let these puppies rip, I just want to say a massive thank you to Eve Audio for reaching out to me and asking me to try out these monitors. It's honestly an amazing feeling when a company reaches out to you and wants you to try their product, because to me it's basically saying, hey, we like what you do and we think you're going to represent this product well. So yeah, it's a huge honor to be trying these out, and let's hear how they sound. I think I need to do something with these knobs and then we should be good to go. Okay, so I believe I've got the volume set. It's time to press play, but I'm just a little bit nervous that I'm too dumb to realize the difference. So here we go. This is an original song. It's not a very good mix, but it's something that obviously I'm familiar with because I wrote it. Okay, here we go. Okay, there's definitely a difference. I'm just gonna listen again.
1 hour later.
Okay, so that was pretty insane. Like I said going in, I didn't know if I was even good enough to hear the difference, but there is a massive difference. Like, they are so clear, yet at the same time, everything just sounds nicely blended together. Nothing's muddy. You can hear everything really nicely. The kick sounds like it's slapping you in the face, but like in a nice way. And it's like just a massive wall of sound coming straight to your ears. I feel like with the KRKs, you could kind of hear the individual speaker, whereas these sound just like one unit smashing you in the face. So it's so hard to describe how they're different to the KRKs, but holy moly, they sound amazing. Alright guys, so it's been about a month now and I can't imagine going back to the KRKs. I wouldn't say I went into this like with a negative mindset, but I just kind of went in thinking that there wouldn't really be much of a difference, or I just wouldn't really care for the difference because I'm so used to my KRKs. And I've always been a really strong believer of just knowing your monitors and knowing your system, and you should be able to rip some awesome mixes. But I will say that these Eve Audio monitors have really helped me out, and they just sound a ton better, and I really just cannot go back to the KRKs. So I'm going to take you through the reasons why I choose the Eve Audio monitors over the KRKs. So the first being that they're just more clear. Not really much else to say. They're just nicer to listen to. They haven't got this, like, I feel like the KRKs, now that I've heard different monitors. The KRKs are just, for lack of a better word, they're just a bit dirty sounding. Now, the Eve Audio monitors have a ton more mids, which I did not realize the KRKs were missing until I heard these. So there's a lot more mids and low mids, and the low mids are like, again, for lack of a better word, stiff. Like, they don't sound wobbly or dirty. They're just nice and clear. So I feel like being able to hear these mids has helped me mix better. Don't get me wrong, I know my mixes are trash, but they are slightly better trash than they were before. I also kind of feel like you can hear the KRKs in my previous mixes in comparison to the mixes I've done with the Eve Audio monitors, which was not something that I expected. Another thing that I was blown away by was the very first time I turned them right down to like whisper quiet. I could just hear how clear the speakers were, even at such low volumes, whereas with the KRKs, I felt like I was just like constantly turning them up just to try and hear things. So I don't know if that was just because they are overall more clear, or there is a difference between speakers being played at a lower and a higher volume. And I don't mean like when you're cranking it and it starts to distort. I mean just like from a whisper level to like, you know, a good level to mix on, nothing too loud. So yeah, that really surprised me. Now this could also be, again, because they are a lot more clear, but I found that I could hear the attack and release of compression a lot more easier. I don't even know if that's a thing going from monitor to monitor. Like I said, could just be because they are more clear in general, but that is something I did not expect either. Another great thing is the highs, you know, are nice and clear, but they aren't made to kind of sound sparkly and pretty. I feel like they give a pretty good representation of highs without trying to make you think that it sounds nicer because there's more high end. You may have noticed the knob on the front. That is not just for the volume, that also controls some filters, and for me the coolest thing is the desk setting. I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but your monitors can sound pretty different from sitting on your desk as opposed to being raised by like monitor mounts or those isoacoustic stands. There is a video somewhere showing the difference, and I was like just blown away by how much of a difference there was just from raising them up a bit. So what that filter does is it just cuts out 170 Hertz, which I guess is the most traveled area for having your monitors on your desk. Really cool feature to have. So I get to hang on to these speakers and I feel so privileged and spoilt, like a little spoilt. Yeah, it's just awesome to come in here every day and listen to music. Like the first night that I listened to these, I just listened to all my favorite songs again, and it honestly felt like listening to them again for the first time because I could just hear, like, it just sounded so different, but in a good way. So thank you, Eve Audio. This has been an absolute pleasure getting to try out these speakers. So if you can, go check out a pair of Eve Audio monitors. You will be so surprised by how good they sound. Like, seriously. Alright guys, thank you so much for checking out this video. There'll be plenty more trashy mixes coming your way that are slightly better than normal. Go check out Eve Audio. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.